All right, so we got a test play in today, and it was actually pretty. It was pretty enjoyable in the first half, and then in like the finals of things just got a little grindy. And me and the test player both came to an agreement that it just came down to deck building. So processed I processed separate decks in order to figure out how the deck should work or how I wanted them to work. And for the most part, they worked pretty good depending on what cards were in the deck and at how many. How many cards that you needed to have or that I put within it. Now, I didn't play with the proper files because for some reason the files kept messing up. So I think if I would have played the right files, it would have been better. But we didn't. We played with some older files, but we still got some things going through. Now, with that being said, as I said before, the only thing that needs to happen now for like further test playing, because I'm not going to do any more test playing until I get this done, is to have the cards readied and perfected and correctly filed, so that way people can make their own deck builds and whatnot and see what works and what doesn't work for them, and then we can go into testing phase again. So what I'm going to be doing for the next 1 or 2 months is just focusing on the cards, putting out strategies, explaining how the game works, putting down the rules, making sure that everyone understands the rules and knows like what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And even if that's not enough, I will go into teach things myself as to how things are supposed to go. Um, in terms of anything else, I think we're pretty good. Like there is nothing else to really give this game, at least not yet. Like, um, as we said, it all comes down to deck building. There's cards that just don't work together, even though they're in the same deck together. So just reduce the number of those cards, increase the number of cards that you want to play, and then just practice, practice, practice to figure out what you want to do and how to combat against what your opponent will do. These cards are absolutely splashable, meaning that you could use any card from any attribute, any faction, wherever you want to call it, and put them into a single deck. There isn't much in terms of like specific advantage, but one of the other advantages is one major advantage is that you have a wider plethora of abilities at your disposal once you go to play this game against opponents who maybe don't use, mixed decks, which I think everybody will, because it was pretty much agreed that if we could construct decks the way we wanted to at that point in time, it probably would have been more fun. However, that test player didn't really know how to play the game yet, and he's not as familiar with the cards, and he probably won't be as familiar once I go to, restructure the cards to their proper filing. But I will be making more set profile videos, more strategy guides, and more ruling videos in order to show how this game is supposed to work. And from there, we will see truly if the testament of just giving free play is the reason why Tamen TCG is not working. But with that said, that's it for this one. It's been a really eventful day, and I will see you all in the next video.